Hello everybody! So glad to see you today. Today I want to talk to you about another way that we can make equivalent fractions. Lately we've been talking about how we can make fractions that mean the same thing but with different numbers. Remember back when we talked about how 1 whole equals 2 halves and 1 whole can also equal 3/3? Today, I'm going to show you a trick that you can use to actually calculate those numbers, those equivalent fractions, without using models. If you still have your fraction worksheet, that's fantastic. You can use your fraction worksheet to check your work, and I do recommend that. So today, let's stick our objective up here. We are working on equivalent fractions. Now, just as a review, we talked about, I'm going to bring back my old example here. Remember when we talked about how different pieces can actually mean the same thing? So 1/3, if I have a 1/3 piece here, it's actually the same size as 2 1/6 pieces. And we would say that by writing 1/3 is equal to 2/6. Now, like I said, there's another way that we can do this. So if I'm going to write my 1/3 here again, and I'm going to put my 6 down here. Now, if I wanted to figure this out and I didn't happen to have my fraction sheet with me, I could actually do this. It's a little trick and I want to teach it to you. It's kind of silly. It goes like this. It's a rhyme. It goes, and I'm sure you've heard me say it before because I say it all the time and kids crack up and then they roll their eyes and everybody gets sick of me singing. All right, it goes, in fractions, you don't ever stop. What you do to the bottom, you do to the top. In fractions, you don't ever stop. What you do to the bottom, you do to the top. So watch this. 3 is going to change into 6. In order to do that, we have to do something to the 3. We have to multiply it by something. So here's my question for you. 3 times what is 6? Let me go to my multiplication grid. Let's see. 3 times, oh, here's my 6. 3 times 2 is 6. So I'm going to write that 2 here. Now, here's where my crazy little rhyme comes in. In fractions, you don't ever stop. What you do to the bottom, you gotta do to the top. So I multiplied the bottom times 2. Now I'm going to multiply the top times 2 to find my equivalent fraction. 1 times 2, oh, that's easy, is 2/6. And look at that. Just like that, we found a trick. 1/3 equals 2/6. Just like over here, 1/3 is equal to 2/6. Now, if I wanted to check this, I could take a look at my fraction worksheet and I could look at 1/3. Here's 1/3. Now I'm going to take a piece of paper and I'm going to find if 1/3 visually actually is 2/6. Let's find out. All right, so I covered up everything, so just my 1/3 is showing. Now I'm going to go down to 6. Oh, look at that, 1/6, 2/6. So I'm correct. 1/3 is equal to 2/6. Pretty cool, huh? Let's do another one. I want to do, we're going to do, hang on, let me look at my manual. I'm going to grab another problem here. All right, I'm going to do 3/4 is equal to how many eighths? Now, ahead of time, I'm going to bring back my fractions, and I'm actually going to find the answer first. and then see if I can get the answer by doing my little trick that I just taught you. So I'm going to find 3/4. Here's the fourths. 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to cover up my paper. Now I want to find out how many eighths 3/4 is equal to. So let's take a look. Here's 3/4. Now where are the eighths? Aha, here are the eighths. So let's count how many eighths fit under 3/4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 eighths fit under 3/4. All right, so let's see if I can get that same answer by doing the little trick I just taught you. So we've got 3/4 here, and we have eighths. We know that 6 needs to go up here, but let's figure out if we can calculate that. So remember, my 4 is changing into 8. What do I have to do to my 4 in order to get it to turn into an 8? What do I have to multiply 4 by? 4 times what equals 8? That's right, 4 times 2 equals 8. Now here's my crazy rhyme. In fractions, you don't ever stop. What you do to the bottom, you do to the top. All right, so if I multiply my bottom times 2, I gotta multiply my top times 2. 3 times 2 is 6. Look at that. Wow, we don't need fraction bars. We can calculate this all on our own. Isn't that really cool? So let me look at my manual. Hang on a second. I'm gonna do one more with you. This one is going to be, we're gonna do 4/6. 4/6 is equal to how many thirds? Now I'm gonna take my fraction worksheet. I'm gonna look at the answer first, and that's okay. You know, sometimes it's okay to look at fractions first. To look at the answer first, because then it can help you be confident in the process that you're working on. So I've got 4/6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm going to cover up to 4/6. Now I'm going to look at how many thirds fit on top of 4/6. Oh, look, I see my thirds. 1/3, 2/3. All right, so I think that 4/6 is equal to 2/3. Let's see if we can get that number by doing our trick. So 6, oh, look at that. I have to do something to 6 in order to get to 3. I can't multiply it by anything, because if I do that, my 6 would go up. It would increase in value. So this time I actually have to divide. 6 divided by what is 3? Let's look at our multiplication table. Because remember, multiplication and division are inverse operations. That means they're linked. They use the same numbers. When we multiply and divide, we use the same numbers, just in different orders. So I'm going to look on here for my 6 in the product, because I know that's the answer. Okay, so 6, and I see 3 right here. So I want to get from 6 to 3. So 6 divided by 3 is 2. All right, so 6 divided by 2 equals 3. Now, in fractions, you don't ever stop. What you do to the bottom, you gotta do to the top. So if I divided my bottom by 2, I'm gonna divide my top times 2. By 2, sorry, not times 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. And look at that, we're correct. Remember when we found the answer on our fraction bar? 4/6 is equal to 2/3. Great job. Now today on your Google assignment, you're actually going to be doing the very same problems that we're working on right here. It's okay if you want to check using your fraction worksheet, but I do want you to try to multiply or divide the tops and bottoms so that you can calculate the equivalent fractions with the trick I showed you. Good luck, have fun, work hard, see you soon.